Hi, I'm Jackson. As a math educator, I often find it difficult to teach the algebraic properties without just giving students definitions and examples. Today, I wanted to make this video to show an exciting new way to teach these basic properties using a cool software called Graspable Math. This tool is available for free online. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's get started. Before we begin learning the basic properties of algebra, let's talk about how to do operations in Graspable Math, or GM. The first way to do a basic operation, like addition, is to click the operator between the two terms. You can also drag two terms together to complete the operation between them. It's important to notice that you can only add like terms. For example, GM will not add 2 and 2x because that isn't a legal operation in algebra. Now that we can add, subtract, multiply, and divide in Graspable Math, let's talk about the two easiest properties of algebra. The reflexive property states that any value is equal to itself. On Graspable Math, you can click the equal sign to show the symmetric property. In other words, if the left side equals the right, then the right side equals the left. Next, we'll talk about the commutative properties of multiplication and addition. In Graspable Math, you can click and drag a term to change the order. Notice how changing the order of addition or multiplication does not change the result. Now let's talk about the identity properties. Remembering that we can click to add and multiply, we see that any number plus 0 is itself, and any number times 1 is itself. Now we'll move on to the inverse properties. Any number plus its opposite is equal to 0, and any number times its reciprocal is equal to 1. The multiplicative property of 0 says that any number times 0 is equal to 0. Now we'll talk about the associative properties. You can use grouping symbols like parentheses in Graspable Math, but I think it's easier to see here. Whether you add from left to right or right to left, the final results will be the same. This is also true in multiplication. Whether we do the left multiplication first or the multiplication on the right first, the result will be the same. Next is my favorite property, the transitive property. If we have two equations, a equals b and b equals c, then we know that c is equal to a. We can show this on Graspable Math by dragging c anywhere we see b, and it will replace it in the equation. The substitution property is similar to the transitive property. We see in the second equation that y equals 2x, so everywhere there's a y in the first equation, we can put the 2x by dragging. Next, we'll talk about the distributive property. We can see the distributive property in Graspable Math by using the history feature. Drag down the circle to see previous steps. Finally, the properties of equality. You can see that I have 4 equations here. To add, subtract, multiply, or divide something from both sides, tap and hold the equal sign. I'll tap and hold the equal sign here to add 2 to both sides, and I can do the same for subtraction, multiplication, and division. Well, those are the algebraic properties on graspable math. So thanks for watching. Click the link below.